Hi, I'm here with Helen de Bois, who's Managing Director at Rapiergroup. Thanks for joining me, Helen.
Thank you.
So you have just announced a transition to employee ownership. As we were literally just talking about, there's been a lot of M&A activity this past year, but even in this last week alone, quite a few. Why did you choose the EOT route for Rapiergroup instead of going down an M&A route? What sort of made you feel this was the right move for you?
We did consider all options. We did look in the marketplace to see whether there was going to be a fit with us. But actually, my one concern is, having been a company that's acquired, I know the challenges that we've faced when we acquired, and its culture and getting that fit. So on paper, you can look at companies and you think, yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
But the challenges of trying to integrate and get that cultural fit is quite, as I say, a challenge. My husband did the management buyout in 1988, which is the Rapiergroup that you sort of see today.
Yeah.
But he did a management buyout from a guy who was embedded in the company. And there was a brief period where it had been corporately owned, but prior to that, it had been independently owned.
Yeah.
And so that's sort of the legacy. And agencies are about the people. And so, having considered everything, we actually thought an employee-owned trust was the best way to go, because they are the people, they are the agency.
And so, in sort of concrete terms, what changes, what will an EOT change for your people and your clients on a day-to-day basis?
Well, I think from a client perspective, they won't see a massive change, because we have always been about client service. So I don't really see a huge change there. On the employee front, we've always done a lot around employee engagement in any case, but they will have a representation on the board of the employee-owned trust board. And our aim is to ensure that the employees have that strong voice, so that the agency moves forward in line with what they want.
And have you noticed a change, I guess, in amongst the team, or is this something that they're excited about?
Yeah, I mean, on the whole, I'd say it's been a really positive reaction to it. Of course, with any change that you announce, there's always people who get a bit scared about those things, and I think time will help them see that it's for a good reason for doing this. So yeah, I think on the whole it's been really positive.
Yeah, well, I mean, from an EOT perspective, everyone benefits, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, there's some on the financial side. One of the benefits for the employees is the first, I think it's 3,600 of any bonuses paid out is tax-free for them, and that's significant, particularly as the tax rates seem to be just going up and up.
If you sort of look ahead for the next sort of 5 years, what would success look like for Rapiergroup under this new model, do you think?
I mean, success to me has never been purely about profit. So you need profit for the company to grow, etc. But success for me has always been about employee satisfaction. One of my proudest moments was when we achieved Investors in People Gold. They've always been at the heart to me of the business. And so for me, success will be the employees being happy and them making it a success and making it what they want it to be.
And we talked a lot about the future and obviously this transition phase, but so as Rapiergroup, you've been in business since 1988. So what's kept you going through nearly 4 decades? We talked about earlier about financial crashes before we started filming, and there's a lot of geopolitical instabilities, and obviously you've been through a pandemic. What do you think has kind of kept you going through all of that? What's the secret ingredients?
Team is a big one, pulling together. I would say when Rapiergroup has ever hit hard times, for whatever reason, we've all pulled together. We've made it, we've got through it together. And I think on a personal level, resilience is one thing that has helped. You have the grit and determination. One of our clients, their strapline is failure is not an option. And actually, if somebody says you can't do something, I will do the exact opposite and prove I can do something.
And what are the core values that Rapiergroup I guess, lives by, and how does the team embody them?
Yeah, we have core values that were actually set by all the employees themselves. We did a big session on that. And probably the one that they always remember the best is doing the right thing. It is like doing the right thing for the client, but also doing the right thing for the company and for the greater good. So that's an important one. Being open-minded, listening to other people's views, taking into consideration the art of the possible is another. Being team players, that's what we wouldn't be where we've got to if we hadn't have had that one. And humbly confident. And how that translates is clients actually want to be told if they perhaps need to consider doing something a slightly different way, but it's the way that you talk to them, etc. They respect your opinions. You just don't be arrogant about it.
Yeah.
And the last one is being positive. You need positivity. We all know that you get challenges on site and generally in life, and it's trying to find and stay positive as a team.
Yeah, and what inspires you to sort of keep innovating and leading on a personal level?
I would actually just say I love the industry and it's the team. You know, my background, I'm an accountant. The team who are the creatives, the ideas they come up with, working with the operations team to make somebody's idea into a reality. I just love it. I love the interaction of different people working together, very different, mindsets and skills. Yeah, I just love it. And that's kept me going.
Yeah. And what excites you most about the future events?
Having been in the industry now for over 30 years and seeing what has happened and how it's evolved, it's the unknown that excites me because you don't know what's going to happen. And with AI and the way things are moving so fast now, it'll be interesting to see what the future's going to hold. And then we did our EOT, but there've been so many announcements on mergers and acquisitions in the last week. I'm struggling to keep up with who owns who now. That in itself, in the sector, is going to make it a very exciting few years ahead to see what comes out of that. So, yeah.
And how, talking about that, obviously you've gone down the EOT route and other people do mergers and acquisitions. How do you see the role of agencies evolving? And, are you seeing clients demanding things differently, or how do you see events changing over the next few years?
No, I don't think the clients are necessarily asking for anything particularly different.
Yeah.
But what I do see and is how you're going to have now some very large agencies and obviously there's smaller agencies, and I would say we sit somewhere in the middle, and it'd be interesting to see how that works out.
Yeah.
But I think there's space in the industry for everyone. Some people prefer a boutique small agency and a very personalised service. Other people's needs are very different. So I think it's finding the right, or the clients finding the right agency and the agency finding the right clients to serve the needs that they have.
It's interesting that you said both then, because it's a two-way thing, isn't it?
Absolutely, because you can't, you're working together really closely. You've got to be on the same wavelength and have the same values to work to. And it doesn't always work out.
What advice would you give to the next generation of aspiring event leaders?
That's a really tricky one. I think the bit around resilience is quite an important one, because we all know that actually it's one of the most stressful jobs as a project manager.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to learn to take criticism, and as I was saying earlier, to sort of dust yourself off when things don't go quite right. And you've only got one chance at life. You've got to love what you're doing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
I think especially with events, it's something you've really got to love and have passion for.
Oh, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, people do really long hours, don't they? It is the sector. So you absolutely have to love it.
Yeah. And just, I guess, lastly, is there anyone that's particularly inspiring you at the moment? Are there any books or podcasts you've read?
I have to do a plug for my husband's book.
Oh, yeah.
So my husband wrote a book called Fatal Ambition, which is a political thriller. And it was really good, actually. Really good.
You sound nice. You sound surprised.
Well, it was his first time he'd ever done something like that.
Yeah.
So I wasn't, expecting it to be amazing.
Brilliant. Oh, thank you so much. It's been great to catch up with you. And
Thank you.
look forward to seeing how things pan out the next few years.